Welcome, everyone, to Nicola Valley Talk, a product of Experience Nicola Valley, featuring many amazing blogs written by many amazing people who knows a thing or two about living in a small town community. Every Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific time, join us. I am your host, Tania Stewart, as well as an eco-blogger with Experience Nicola Valley, helping promote our community, businesses, nonprofit agencies, musicians, artists, and tourism in our valley and our sister community, Logan Lake. So tonight, our guest is a professional coach with our very own Nicola Valley Skating Club and has enjoyed playing hockey for over 16 plus years, along with coaching basic skating skills to preschool hockey players, power skills to adults, recreational hockey, and with figure skating being Diana's greatest pleasure, with continuing her education through seminars and ongoing programs that help keep Nicola Valley Skating Club sharp. So let us introduce, as many people know here in the Nicola Valley, Tania Lorenz.
Hello.
Hi,
Hello.
Diana. Welcome, Diana, because like what an amazing person you are, because I didn't even read off all the things that you have accomplished, because that would have taken up an hour at least. I'll let you point to that on yourself. So, Diana, can you please provide a bio, like a snapshot of yourself to our listeners of yourself?
So I'm a mom of two, well, almost teenagers now. And I was born and raised in Merritt, moved away to Kelowna for a little while, but moved back. And so as my girls got older, a friend of mine that I used to figure skate with, Jill Stars, we both said, well, we would love to get our kids skating again. And how can we do that? So we decided, let's look around and try to get something going. So so that's when kind of started coaching again, and just actually mostly enjoying skating again. So, and so it's sort of a little bit of a snapshot, but there's a long story always behind it.
And did you grow up in Merritt?
I did.
Okay, and so then did you belong with the figure skating club when you were growing up? Well, obviously you must have.
I did. So I started skating when I was 5, and it's the first day you get out there and you think you're going to do wonders, and then you don't, because it's not as easy as you think it looks. And so my mom persisted with me, and I grew to love it. So I started off in what they called at the time was I CanSkate program, and then progressed all the way up to competing in figure skating, and did that up until grade 12. So, and then after that, I decided, well, and actually there was no figure skating club there for a little while. So then that's when I decided to play hockey for, I guess, 18 years now. So, yeah. But taking this year off because with COVID and things like that, I'm on the ice 6 days a week. So I figured, at the rink in the morning, back at the rink in the afternoon, zipping out to play a hockey game. As much as I love it, it does take a bit of a toll. So, yeah, so decided to take a year off of that. So,
I used to play hockey with my brothers, but I can't even play it for that long. That's a long time, and kudos to you, Diana. And so, Diana, when I was young, like about 7 or something like that, like 100 years ago. I was fortunate to be involved in figure skating and here in Marin. I don't know if it was called Nicola Valley Figure Skating Club or anything like that, but was it always a club, or and what was it always named Nicola Valley Skating Club?
So in the very beginning, it was called Nicola Valley Figure Skating Club. And so when we finally got what's called reinstated as a club, but just before the club had ended, the last club had decided to switch the names because they figured the figure skating kind of made it sound like that's all the club focused on. And really, we take care of learning to skate. Last year, last 3 years, I actually ran a power skating program for hockey. So it's not just figure skating. So we rolled with it to reinstate it as the Nicola Valley Skating Club.
Okay, and like totally, because which leads on to my next question, Diana, is when I'm thinking of the name Nicola Valley Skating Club, a person like myself, I'm thinking of like figure skating and jumps and stuff like that. But there is so much more to skating and to this club. And Diana, could you share with our viewers the different programs that are available at the skating club?
Sure. So looking at last year, we ran 6 programs. This year, we've also started another program as well, too, and I'll explain that sort of a little bit as well. So starting at sort of the basic entry level to skating, you start with what's called the pre-can program. So that's for any child that's over the age of 3 years and up, and that's where they're learning how to stand up and learning how to skate. And then we have our CanSkate program, which they move up into, and that's basically learning, now focusing on all those really great, strong skating skills on how to skate backwards, how to jump, how to glide, 1 foot glides. And then we progress after that into what's called our Junior Academy program if you're wanting to learn how to figure skate. And we were also branching off at that point into what was called our Can Power program, which is our power skating program for hockey. So then and then after Junior Academy program on the figure skating side, you could then graduate up to what's called the Junior Star Skate program. So it's a little more focused, and the skaters can now be nationally recognized for assessments at the Skate Canada level. And then after that is our Star Skate program. And then we have a competitive side to the Star Skate program. And also, we also have a competitive, it's called Competitive Skate program, which you would have chances to go to provincials, sectionals, things like that. So it's a little more high performance geared.
And I mean, I'm like, woo! I just remember trying to do the camel.
Yeah. Well, you got to hear the word camel or camel spin. That's pretty good. You were in there, Tania.
I don't think I ever mastered it, but I sure the heck wanted to do it. I'll tell you that. That is awesome. Like, I mean, skating is one of, to me, I could never continue because I suffered from arthritis in my legs.
Oh, okay.
But I'm telling you, like when I did it, it was just the most enjoyable sport I have ever done. It was just amazing, like to glide on that ice. So, Diana, what age is ideal to start skating? Because I know you started at age 5 and have been forever in skates on the ice. But what age really is ideal?
So we take kids from the age of 3 and up. So you're looking between 3 and 5 to start. They just really progress quite fast in learning how to skate. a lot of people might think that 3 years old is a little bit young, but honestly, they're low to the ground. If they fall, they don't have that far to go, and to get themselves back up, it's really easy, And honestly, like within 2 weeks, they'll be up, walking, marching across the ice. It's fast. It's surprising how fast they learn at that age, and kind of looking at not just our pre-camp program, but as you progress into the CanSkate and Junior Academy program, the younger you learn those skills, a lot quicker skaters evolve.
And I think I know I tried to teach my younger son how to skate. Well, actually, I didn't. Someone else did. And they used a chair and everything. And he would flip flop on that ice, and that was the cutest thing in the world. But he would get up. It didn't hurt him. He would just woo. And I guess so at that age, 3 or 4, literally they're close to the ground, and they can pick it up like no tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just awesome. So Diane, myself being a spectator, can you tell us and our viewers the time, the work, the programming, the volunteer support, the costume making, the choreographing, and to such an event as the Harmony? What goes into that? Because we don't see that. We just see the magnificent, wow. But truly, there's a lot of hard work, right?
There really truly is. And honestly, it is a total huge group effort. And we have an executive of, I believe, 9 of us. And it's not just the executive, we get parents involved, and we try to see what parents, what their fortes are in different things. And so a lot of people come out of the woodwork to really help a production such as that. We only do a production with the carnivals every 2 years because they are such a big amount of work. And every year we seem to build up on them. I know when I was growing up, the carnivals were huge productions and big backdrops. And so we're trying to get back to that now. And each year we add a little bit more. Last year, we bought spotlights. Other years we rented them. So every year we try to put a lot of our fundraising money back into buying different things that we can actually keep for down the road. But yeah, there's lots of parents and hours. We actually start looking at things in October of that year. And then we start after Christmas. That's when I start doing the numbers with the skaters, because the rest of the time we're actually competing, and we're also doing assessments, and we're trying to fit a lot of those other normal everyday things into our skating programs. So then we add, the hours of working on numbers and solos. So far we're just doing solos that the kids have been competing with. But I know when I grew up, you had your own solo specific to your carnival song. So at least it kind of cuts down on a little bit. I know some of the skaters have 2 solos. So, but yeah, it's lots of hours.
And totally, and I looking back on when I can only remember doing it a few times, but to me it was huge, because I went to one, I think it was your last one, the Harmony event, and the people there, I mean, it's so enjoyable, and it's so great to see these children and the higher students, the older ones who are probably competing and everything, and who get to showcase themselves at that time too, right?
Yeah. And we had to make a call with last year's show because of COVID. It was it was March, and everything was kind of coming down. And so we decided to split up and do 2 shows within the same day, and an afternoon show and a later afternoon show. So that was interesting, but it was really neat. The skaters really pulled together, and they really enjoyed it. They I get to do this twice now. Oh, well, so it was really good. And it was really neat because by the time we got to the second show, we already had our run through from the first show, and so we knew everything was like clockwork.
Yeah.
We knew what to do, and it was really good. And it's great. We get a guest skater that comes in, and that's huge inspiration for the skaters coming up and for our skaters that are currently skating with the club. And we actually get them from Jason Mongreen used to actually skate here in town, and then he coached here in town, and then he's in Kelowna now, but I always message him, and I always see him at competitions, and he always sends a skater to us to inspire us. So that's a really good connection we still have with him.
And that is awesome for the skaters and stuff like to have that and to see, right? And Diana, skating since you were 5 years old with Nicola Valley Skating Club, what advice would you give to a child who dreams of being the next Dorothy Hamill? That's my time. And Alba Storkel.
Yeah. Always strive for your dreams. Never give up. Don't be hard on yourself, because that's, I think, we're our own worst critic, I think. And if you can have lots of hard work and you can be a natural skater, but as long as you just keep striving, each day, you're going to be better than you were yesterday. And I think that is the best thing, is to have a really good positive attitude.
Which I'm going to bring this into this topic right now is, I love this quote that you have on your Facebook. And
okay.
The road to success comes through hard work, determination, and sacrifice. Can you explain why you use this quote?
Well, I think I use that quote because that's really how I felt growing up. Like, you can have natural ability, but you have to work hard. And as long as you've got that determination and work hard, then definitely there's going to be some success there.
Definitely, right? I mean, nothing comes easy, and especially when you really love something. I mean, you have to really work for it. While researching Nicola Valley Skating Club, what stood out to me is that is not only a skating club but also a group of people who take great pride in their students. How do you relay this and as part of the Nicola Valley Skating Club? How do you get that across to everyone?
So, well, we do a lot of I want to say team building. So the carnival is one of those things. But throughout the year, we try to get parents involved and bring them in, or just really share a lot of information with them. We're always wanting to have fun when we're on the ice, on and off the ice. With our older skaters, we do an off-ice program. And so it's not just learning about jump positions and different choreography and things like that. It's also about friendships and trusting one another. So we would do a lot of little things to try to get them to work with each other in a group and trust each other. So we would even do like someone standing there. And I mean, everybody's probably done this at some point. I remember doing it probably in grade 7 at bench. And you're standing behind somebody and you're going to fall backwards, and you hope that somebody catches you. And so, as scary as that is, and it's you get butterflies in your stomach, somebody's caught you, right? And so we do a lot of that stuff with the girls and boys. We have boys that figure skate as well too. And so a lot of team building. We go out for sushi nights. We get together for different things here and there at competitions. We try to, everybody goes out for dinner together or sits together, or, we just try to include everybody, because if you've just newly come into our figure skating world, it can be scary because you don't really know what to expect. And so when other parents and the coach and everybody, brings you in, eventually you're part of that skating family.
So it's a lifelong journey in a way,
It is for sure.
and
Yeah.
what an amazing one.
Yeah.
So Diana, how do you and your team incorporate this into the Nicola Valley Skating Club, not only with your students and with your skaters, but also with their parents or guardians?
Well, yeah. So I think a lot of times too, with a lot of skaters that are skating at the same level, and they don't even know each other. So they become friends. And then a lot of times I'll either give a group lesson to them or a semi-private lesson to them, or they've had their group lesson, and that's how they've met their new friends. And actually it's awesome to watch, because all of a sudden you have really great friends outside of school, and you've got your figure skating friends, or your can power friends, or your pre-can or can skate friends. And it's really great to see. And then all of a sudden it's like, pre-COVID, a lot of the parents would be in the stands, and then parents are starting to talk with parents. And it's just really neat to watch that happening, and then the sportsmanship between everybody.
Um, and that is, and could we like kind of branch off on that subject?
Sure.
How did you guys like come together again?
Okay. So Jill and I decided that we wanted to get the skating club back up and running again. But how do you do that? Like, because Skate Canada is a nationally recognized skating body. It's one thing to rent ice and just go skate, but we wanted to actually get the club reinstated. And you can't do that unless you have certified coaches. So we actually, for I think about a year, we actually skated underneath the Kamloops Skating Club. And they actually sent 2 coaches out to come and get us going. And at that point, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm really enjoying this. I should really look into, I mean, I had my CanSkate growing up as a teenager and would help out the local, my club. I would give back to my club, but all of that expires. And so you have to go retrain. So I decided to go get my CanSkate coaching. So you start at the bottom and work your way up. So that's when I went and got my CanSkate coaching. And then it just kind of went from there. Next I know, I really, wanted to teach private lessons, and seeing these skaters progress, I wanted to see them skate more and stronger. So I went and took my next step, which is the regional coach. And then I thought, maybe I'd like a little bit more training. And so that's when I decided to go for my provincial coach. And so every time I would go for these extra trainings, courses, it brings our club able to skate at a little higher level every time at home. So skaters aren't having to go somewhere else to train.
And Diana, is there any like special classes for special needs children, like hard of hearing and such like that?
Yes. So we actually integrate any special needs skaters right in with the rest of our skaters. We have our CanSkate program. We could have a parent or an assistant come out with a skater if they were wanting to take the CanSkate program. And then they just do the exact same program. Junior Academy, the figure skating program, we actually do have a little girl that has a hearing impairment. And so because I like to learn about different things, I took a course on hearing impairment and things like that. So absolutely, we just get them right in there with everybody else.
So because we all practice safe distancing now, and like I'm here at my kitchen, you're here there in your kitchen or living room, and social distancing and such. Diana, how is the skating club practicing and assuring parents that their children will be and they will be assured for social distancing with the COVID?
Yeah. So Skate Canada has protocols in place, and ourselves as well at a local. We actually, I have it sitting here. The club decided we would get masks with our Nicola Valley Skating Club on them, and so a lot of the skaters, I wear mine all the time. As a coach, I'm required to wear mine all the time. And actually, I just feel safer about doing that. It's like, I protect you, you protect me. And so our skaters, on a daily basis, they wear their mask to skating. And they don't have to wear the skating club mask, but they a mask to enter either of our facilities that we have in town. And then upon coming into the facility, we have what's called a COVID representative, and they actually have you on a checklist for that day of your skating because we have those 6 programs and 6 days of skating. There's a COVID representative every single day from most likely from that program that you're skating with, and you check in. We have a checklist of questions, and each skater and parent is asked those questions, and then they check in and they go into the change room. We're not changing in the change rooms. It's simply to get skates on. You're still wearing your mask, and we get out on the ice. You're still wearing your mask as you get out on the ice. And then you may choose to, once you start skating, take your mask off. A lot of them have a little bin, and they put everything, their water bottle, their mask, anything that they would need, their guards, in this little container to keep it contained. And then the rinks have put tape along the boards every 6 feet, so that you put your little basket on the side of the rink, and then you've got your 6 feet of social distancing from the next skater.
So, Diana, could you share with our listeners what is special about the Nicola Valley and our sister town, Logan Lake, and why people should come here and travel here or just stay vacation amongst the valley?
Yeah. Well, I know with myself, I had lived in Kelowna for probably about 3 years, and I moved back to Merritt because, well, not only is it so beautiful in this valley and the surrounding areas, I mean, nature's right out your back door, and it's such a close-knit community too, and especially with figure skating. And that's the thing, like, everybody just gets to know everybody, and it's a really good, a really great community that way. And everybody kind of, and they say, like, it, takes a village, and it totally does. And it's such a great community to be in. And I'm sure, like, when you compare, like, our skating fees and things like that to other, bigger centers, it's just like anything. It's so much cheaper because, like, ice is cheaper and things like that. So, but I mean, you can't beat the scenery in Merritt.
So, Diana, could you share with our listeners what the experienced Nicola Valley bloggers and this talk show means to the community, and how, in your opinion, is it benefiting local businesses, musicians, nonprofit agencies, and tourism in Merritt?
Well, no, myself, even just looking at some of the other interviews, it's really neat to get an inside track to some of the things other businesses or other people that are, pulling together and doing things in the community. I really think it's a great way to learn about, things in the community that are happening.
That's awesome. And so, is there any age that you cannot, like, stop trying to skate? Is there,
Never. Never say never.
Right. Hey?
You can skate right up until you're an adult.
That is so awesome, Diana.
Yeah.
You know, and I thank you so much for being our guest on Nicola Valley Talk here. I'm going to have to let you go.
Yep.
I mean, we could talk for hours here.
We could.
Yeah. So I thank you so much, Diana. And if you want to stick around, I will talk to you after I finish off the show. Okay.
Great.
Thank you
Okay.
very much. Okay. Wow. Eh? Like that was just great. Diana, Diana Larson's, I tell you. So join us next week, same time, same place. I am your host, Tania Stewart, with the Nicola Valley Talk, a program of Experience Nicola Valley. Promotes our community, small town, our small businesses, our nonprofit agencies, and everything else. And make sure to check out all those amazing blogs at Experience Nicola Valley. And remember the 4 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle, and rethink. And keep our landfills empty. Okay? See you next week.